What does independence really mean for advisors today? Because the business we see now, it's not the same we grew up in. You can feel it. There's momentum. Advisors are moving faster than ever, and the energy around IA is real. So if independence isn't about being small anymore, what is it about?
It's definitely not. The word independence used to mean doing it all yourself, but that's changed. Advisors who truly value independence are coming to IA, now the largest independent wealth platform in Canada. 2 major acquisitions in less than 10 years. That's over $100 billion added. And when you include Investia, we're talking about $190 billion platform serving over 500,000 clients. That's not just growth, that's a statement.
Kathryn, I'm really happy that you're here today. Can you tell us a little bit about your role as Regional Vice President, the market you serve, and some of the amazing advisors you work with?
As Regional Vice President, I support advisor teams, big and small, from Manitoba to Eastern Ontario.
Kathryn, what are you hearing from advisors right now? What's the mood? What's the feeling?
What's great to see right now is that a lot of my advisors are really focused on growth and excited about the growth opportunities for their business.
And when we talk about growth, I mean, what comes to most people's mind is M&A, book purchases. Is that on top of people's mind right now?
Absolutely. We're in the middle of a really important time in the industry where there's going to be, starting right now, a huge demographic shift of advisors moving their books to the next generation. So I have these conversations all the time in my role. And at IA, we are here to help with financing and arranging book purchases and succession planning. That's a huge part of my role.
So in the U.S., what I'm seeing is that there's 100,000 advisors retiring in the next 10 years, and many of them don't have succession plans. They are looking for other entities to buy those books of business. Are you seeing succession plans in Canada with your advisors and their teams? Are you helping them achieve that?
So what's great to see here at IA Private Wealth is a lot of those books are being purchased by our independent advisors, and we're seeing a lot of movement within families, advisors moving it to their sons, their daughters, and that's really great to see.
So book purchases in the U.S. can get really complicated, and the multiples are getting really high. It's almost gotten to the point where the individual advisor can't even buy it from their own earnings or their own wealth. They're looking to private equity firms to help with those transactions. What do you see within the field of IA or even within Canada?
So with our advisors, we are able to help them with financing and arranging those book purchases. Me as a regional VP, I hold the hand of our advisors from start to finish, and it's something I do a lot of. We haven't seen as much of the private equity side on the individual book purchases, but certainly within the larger dealer purchase space, we see some of that.
You mentioned something fascinating that, with this acquisition of Richardson and the Hollis acquisition, 10 years, 190 million now. When we look at the growth of IA as an independent, and now the largest independent with $190 billion and 500,000 clients, how is that helping our advisors when we talk about growth?
What's great to see at IA Private Wealth with that now $190 billion is that we have the largest pool of advisors available in Canada for book acquisitions.
At IA, with the size and scale that we've achieved, you're telling me that we've actually created our own market within Investia, IA Private Wealth, and now Richardson for books to be purchased among, its own advisors.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about how IA's platform really empowers independence. What does independence mean for these advisors now at the largest, independent dealer in Canada?
Well, for us, independent means being able to run your business as you see fit. And here at IA, we have absolutely no proprietary product, no sales targets for our advisors. We're here to help support them run the business that they want to run. When
we talk about independence, and what does independence really mean for those advisors who want to add more services to their overall business?
Well, a platform like ours allows advisors to structure the business any way they would like to. So that means for a lot of people, bringing on that insurance specialist, bringing on that financial planning specialist, building out that holistic wealth management team to offer a range of services for clients. And that's what clients are expecting these days from their advisors.
That's exactly what I'm seeing in the United States, where wealth management or asset management is no longer just the service being offered, that clients want a holistic advice. They want advice in estate planning. They want advice in retirement planning. They want advice in tax, even if it's, outsourcing that to a specialist. Are we seeing the same thing in Canada?
Exactly the same thing. Teams are consolidating, they're getting bigger because they need to offer these services to clients.
That's a really good point that you're talking about consolidation of teams. How many one-person shops are out there anymore?
They're still out there. Here at IA, we have a range of different practices, but I am seeing a trend in the industry, and certainly within IA, of teams consolidating, getting bigger. Those one-man shops are slowly disappearing.
Is the joining of teams accelerating growth for those that come together, 2 versus 1 or 3 versus 1?
Absolutely. So we're seeing here that when that consolidation happens, the growth really ramps up, because now that single advisor is not responsible for it. They don't have to do everything. They can outsource, they can specialize, and that's where the growth happens.
Kathryn, one thing that I wanted to ask you in this opportunity is you were part of the Women's Wealth Day at IA Summit this year. Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing with women advisors in our industry and perhaps in your region.
So here at IA, we're lucky to have so many amazing female-led advisor teams, and it's only growing. And what's also great that I've seen is that our established advisor teams are interested in bringing on a more diverse, younger advisor base to appeal to different client demographics.
If somebody was interested in, joining a team, somebody young who wants to get into this industry, we used to have training programs at other, firms, and we've lost those. What are you seeing as far as apprenticeship for young people who want to get into the wealth management business?
Well, here at IA, we just started a young advisor apprenticeship program. We call it Ignite here. And we just finished our first session, and it's been great to see a young cohort of advisors, and we're able to get them together. Being independents, they don't always get together. So bringing them in the same room, getting them to talk to each other, hear different stories and different experiences, and hopefully have them continue to grow with IA and be that next generation.
That's very cool. I had no idea. I had no idea that.
You had no idea? You asked that question? Literally the last 2 days. That's why I've been freaking here. Is like
I had no idea that we have an apprentice program for young people. And as I'm talking to young people, I'm like, the days of the bullpens of coming in and cold calling and recruiting.
I still have some advisors doing that.
Where is that gone, and how are people entering this industry? Because it's an amazing industry if you can get in, apprentice, and start learning, especially with succession planning being challenging for some advisors.
Is it challenging across the industry to get that younger generation in? So we are really trying to put a lens on that right now, speak to our older advisors about the importance of getting that younger generation into the teams, and to the extent that we can help with that as a dealer, we are seeing some success with that now.
And if people wanted to learn more about that program, would they contact you?
Absolutely.
Kathryn, thanks for this conversation today. As a RVP at IA Private Wealth, it's such an exciting time to be growing this business.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's been great to catch up with you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.